Hi, in this video we're going to learn how to set up our categories, our products, and the library options to those products. So you always have a category before you have a product. You can go into your main store and see this navigation. If we go here, we have a parent category, offset printing. There's no link to that. It's just segregating the categories. Then you have your categories here, and brochures is one of those categories. And then one of your products is a bifold brochure. So a product has to go in a category, and then in that product you'll have different library options, add-ons to those products. So let's look at that and how that structure may work. Parent categories is located here, so you can list off any of your parent categories, and this may be for your portals as well. Next, we'll look at the categories themselves, which is right here. You can add and explore adding a new category just by simply going in and adding new category. And you can see the controls there. There's one page to adding a category. This is it. You can tell here how to make the products lay out. You can lay them out in a list form or in a grid form. You can also at any time come in and hide this category if necessary. You can come in and build a tab footer, and these tabs will show up under all of the products that are in this category. Just simply give that tab a name like our design specs and fill in the information in that design box. Once you have a new category, which is one page, then you can go in and add a product. You can see there's no products to this category. So we go in, there's no products to this category yet, and add that product. So there's 3 pages to adding a product, and this is the new product. It can be whatever you need it to be: shirts, printing material, accessories of any sort. You'll scroll down this first page and fill in some of that information that you need to fill in here. And you can run your cursor over here and you can see where that information is going to unfold on that product. So basically, one product equates to one calculator. The calculator can be very simple, like asking the question of quantities, or it can be very complex, like we saw with the brochures. Here are your thumbnails to represent the product and a gallery to represent the product. These are just JPEGs. This is the most important thing, your pricing structure. You want to ask yourself, how do I want the users to be able to choose a quantity for this product? If we go back to our brochures, we can see that these quantities are fixed: 500, 1,000, 1,500, so on and so forth. If we go back, we see we have 4 different types of pricing structures: fixed quantities, like we just saw, dynamic, and per each range. It's best to really consider using the fixed quantities and per each range. You can question us about the dynamic pricing structure and also the wide format based on linear foot or square foot. For right now, let's just do a per each range. A per each range equates to what one would understand as a digital click charge. It's the price per piece. Continue to the next page. This is the second page of the 3. And we'll see some controls here that we have. Go ahead and plug in some numbers just so you can understand how this works. We'll say this is $1, and maybe 11 through 20 is 50 cents. So that means that per each range, it'd be, if the user fills in the quantity of 8, it's going to be 8 times 1. Or if they fill in the quantity of 20, it'll be 20 times 50 cents. Also, if you're not using the paper library, you want to fill in your weight here per piece of whatever this is. Go to the next page. On the 3rd page is when you apply your library options to this particular product, and you would want to know what those are. These are options that add on a cost to the product itself. Folds here, no fold, bifold, trifold, parallel fold. All of these are options to the brochures. Make that selection, and now you have just created your first product. You can come back to this product and you can go back to the first page or the second page in the pricing or the third page of your library options. Now let's look at what library options are. If we go up here to libraries, this is our index of libraries. Remember, these are add-ons for the product. You can add as many libraries as necessary. Give them a nickname, because sometimes library options might have the same name, like folding, but the folding might be for brochures, or it might be different for larger brochures or some other type of product. And then you'll choose the type. The type of option depends on what you choose here. And let's look at how those unfold. Folding. These are the folding options that are applied to these particular products. Let's look and see what that has in it. In our folding options, you have no fold, bifold, trifold, double parallel fold. You can apply an image to these as well, as if you'd like. And then over here you have your make ready cost, your cost per thousand, or you can adjust this in a range pricing to give your user a better cost breakdown. May have a minimum to that library. So once you've created those libraries or utilized the libraries that you have here, then you would go back to your products, go back into this one, and now you're ready to apply those library options to that particular product, whatever it may be. Just simply click off the ones you want to apply and save it. So just to repeat some of these instructions, you have one page to a category, you have 3 pages to a product, and you have your library options here in this index. On the 3rd page of your products is where you're going to apply your library options for that product. One thing to consider is your paper library. Your paper library may be here in your library index, manage paper library. In the paper libraries, this is where you will set up all the papers that are going to be associated with the products that you have. This is maybe the first thing that you should do. Go in, export the paper library, make the appropriate changes to your library of papers, and then re-upload it. So once you have your paper libraries in place, you may want to go to the index of libraries and confirm some of these libraries that you have. You can utilize whatever is in here. You can delete anything that's in here and start over if you'd like, but you may want to consider using what's in here. Then you set up your category, first page, products, 3 pages. There's my new category. There's my new product. And I have the per each range pricing structure in there. So if I enter 12, it's going to multiply that times 50 cents. And then here is the option that I selected here on that one product. There's no thumbnail, there's nothing really here, but you do have your quantities and you do have your option here. And that's the way you set up your categories, your products, and then the libraries associated with that product. Thanks, and I look forward to answering any of your questions.